Most people can relate to the concept of your mind not being where you currently are. Regardless of what you're doing, whether you're at work, at home, walking, your mind is not present in what you're doing. Your mind is stuck in the past to a conversation you have or something that happened that worries you, or it's looking to the future towards, something you might be worried or uncertain about or are looking forward to. And most of us can relate to this. And we know that sometimes we get caught up in these thoughts and emotions, whether they're good or bad. And especially if they're bad, it can ruin your whole day, maybe your week, maybe you go into a state of depression. And a lot of people know that sucks, especially those struggling with anxiety, depression, or even anger, want to be able to focus their mind at what they're doing and not get caught up in their thoughts and emotions. This is a clip from the movie Kung Fu Panda, and I know, it's a kid's movie, but that doesn't make the advice given in this scene any less relevant. I want you to listen closely to what the character Master Oogway says.
I probably sucked more today than anyone in the history of Kung Fu, in the history of China, in the history of sucking.
Probably.
And the five. Man, you should have seen them. They totally hate me.
Totally.
How's Shifu ever gonna turn me into the Dragon Warrior? I mean, I'm not like the five. I've got no claws, no wings, no venom. Even Mantis has those thingies. Maybe I should just quit and go back to making noodles.
Quit, don't quit. Noodles, don't noodles. You are too concerned with what was and what will be. There's a saying, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it is called the present.
What Master Oogway is talking about is the concept of the monkey mind, an analogy of a restless human mind. Think about it. We each, all of us, often are doing one thing, but our mind is somewhere else, in our past or our uncertain future. This is especially true when you don't have anything important to focus on at the moment. Your mind wanders. It thinks about the past, anything from an unimportant conversation you had earlier to how you would have done something different or not if you were given a second chance, whether it was already good or bad. It's thinking to the future. It's wondering what you'll have for dinner or an uncomfortable conversation you don't want to have but must have for whatever reason. Or it's even thinking about where you'll be in a year or two, good or bad. But guess what? That's okay. That's normal. It only becomes a problem when we get lost in our thoughts and the emotions that they carry with them. For example, and this is only one example, this could be about anything. One moment, you're thinking of an argument you had with your significant other or friend, coworker, family member, whoever, last night or earlier that day, and the next thing you know, it's all you can think about. It's been 30 minutes, an hour, multiple hours, however long, and you've gotten nothing you needed to get done, whether it's work or personal life. Then sometimes you start judging yourself for letting yourself get lost in thought, especially a bad thought of all things. And sometimes that cycle keeps repeating every month or every week or every day, sometimes every hour or minute, and you just end up angry, anxious, confused, and sad. And it could be the same situation or person, or it could be something new popping up each time. Whether it's something that happened to you or something you think might happen to you, but you keep getting lost in thought. And I genuinely hope this spiral doesn't happen to you often, whoever you are, but I know this sounds too familiar to some people watching this. Whether your mind is fairly calm, somewhat controllable most times, or a wild feral animal you have absolutely no control over, that is the monkey mind. It's a concept that's existed for over 2,000 years. Like I said, the mind wandering is normal, absolutely normal. But it's when we get lost and keep getting lost wherever the mind has wandered to that there's a potential for us to lose ourselves in small and big ways. There's another concept called taming the monkey mind. And yeah, its roots and practice are in mindfulness meditation, and if you're not into that, I completely understand. I just made this video to hopefully give people some insight into how they think and their problems if they feel that they have one. I'm going to leave you with a clip that explains the concept of taming the monkey mind through meditation. Meditation is like going to the gym for your mind. If you want a fit body, but you don't live an active lifestyle, you have to hit the gym regularly. So if you want a fit mind and you don't feel like you have a fit mind, or even if you do and want to make your mind fitter, I guess, you have to exercise your mind regularly, and mindfulness meditation is one way to do that. But that's up to you and only you. Once again, here's the clip. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.
It's quite normal when we start to meditate for the mind to jump around all over the place. We might find it tends to chase after all the little things, to be constantly moving about, from the present to the past to the future, in fact to rarely be still at all. Fortunately, the mind can be tamed, not by forcing it to stop or trying to make it sit still. We don't want to trap it. That would just stir it up and create even more movement. But by training the mind, having an awareness of when our attention has wandered off, and gently bringing it back with a kind and friendly hand. In this way, the mind slowly becomes a little less restless. It also becomes more comfortable with this idea of sitting still. In fact, it might even come to enjoy it. This analogy for the mind has been around for thousands of years. Thankfully, so is the knowledge that, with time and practice, we can learn to train this monkey.